Morning, folks. How we doing? I think it's still morning. It's 11:12 a.m. Monday, October 9th, 2017. This is video number 2 of the day. Video number 1 got trashed. It was at 9:44. The largest piece of Lilith that's left decided it was now in charge of everything. It was the Great Mother, and it and a whole bunch of other crap, Source kids and Source that have made, messed with me, and eventually just stopped the video and killed them. Anyway, it's so frustrating dealing with this shit. There might be a little bit of bad language in this video. Not abusive, aggressive, but anyway, they opened the floodgates on the idiot house, on the idiot farm, on the other side. Unreal. Okay, that'll take care of things for a little bit. Anyway, 1 second. Okay, and we're back. This video itself is about how ETs can time loop your brain. Can time loop your brain. Thank you. Talking to somebody. Usually I just tell them in my head, but it was a nice enough thing to where I said it verbally too. There's so many issues on the other side still. It's insane. Creation was created through insanity, and it's been insane. Anyway, the Archoebien, really cool people. Going to tell you about something that happened last night, but I'm taking advantage of the situation to explain to you how a lot of our friends from other planets, family members that have been here for a good while now, how they help us. Different methods, things they can do. It was a few days ago. I was really tired going to sleep. Coming upstairs, go to sleep. I'm going to speak very frankly in this video, so it's not that you have to listen to it before you have your children hear it, but you might want to do that. Not overly abusive, aggressive language. It's just, you listen to it, make up your own mind. Everyone's different about this kind of thing, and if we can't respect that, we can't respect anyone. Thanks, honey. Oh, no. Yeah. Dan just handed me a cup of coffee. It's have a great day, but on the bottom of it, there's someone throwing you the finger. I don't know, maybe she's telling me something. Anyway, and I need to cover that for later. Excuse me, I'm going to try to make this a quick video. Anyway, about the Archoebien. It's how we teach, do a lot of stuff. Now this video, ET time looping, unrighteous benevolence, and I don't know what to call it. Sleep rays, sleep beams, we'll take it one at a time. First off, well, the easiest one is these beams. It was a few days ago. I was tired. I came upstairs. Deanna was already laying down. She has back issues. They're a whole lot less than what they used to be, but still. She was given a bad back at birth. There's only so much you can do with what you have. This new DNA ICUC thing does change your DNA. It does make it stronger. Deanna gave her mom one, and her back troubles are 2/3 gone, but it doesn't get rid of it completely. That starts with proper genetics at birth. You know, coming from sperm and egg to embryo, and then further. Anyway, genetics. So I came upstairs to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden I was feeling myself being made tired, and I could feel like a cloud of energy around me. It's like softly going over my head, and I said, there's an energy beam coming down on me, putting me softly to sleep. I said, I got to hurry and get upstairs and get in bed. And I knew right away it was the Archoebien. So, folks, I don't think you can be in more loving hands than the Archoebien. I mean, physically, bodies and stuff. I mean, it would be hard to be in more loving hands. There's so many loving beings out there, it's hard for me to say that. We're surrounded by people helping us that have come from other ends of the universe, and they're coming here helping us. Personally, I haven't been given a bill. How about you? The important thing is for you to realize that they're here. Hopefully more and more of you will. I know over time you will, until eventually you see them in person, then you understand. And that will happen. Let me go ahead and... These two necklaces are really nice. I don't wear stones a lot anymore because the body's breaking down. In preparation of my leaving, I've said it before, I'll say it again real quick. I have multiple sclerosis. That's MS. I have cirrhosis of the liver. My body's blown up like a water balloon. COPD, chronic lower lung infections, CLI, degenerative joint disease, all kinds of good stuff. But my kidneys, everything is just coming down to that point where I'll be able to leave soon. Everything will shut off one time. Heart attacks, plural. Anyway, because first let me finish this one thing. So I was getting up to the bedroom. I could feel that soft energy. It's a soft energy beam hits you, and then it starts slow calming you down. And then the next thing I knew, I told Dan, I said the Archoebien are coming tonight, and he said, "Oh, okay." And she just looks. She knows for herself. So sometimes she's the one that tells me. It all depends on who's doing what in her head at the moment. And all of a sudden, I stopped, and I felt 1, 2, and then 3. There was 3 individual beams going into parts of my brain, different parts of my brain. I'm like, what the hell? And I told Dan, I said, I'm seeing this stuff. There's 3 different parts of my brain that they're hitting with 3 different frequencies. And they were trying to hurry up and set up something for some work they were going to do on me that night. And then, of course, they did. But that lots of times, Dan and I just get a lift out of here. And we'll be on a ship getting worked on. I've talked about it more than once. The Archoebien are really cool. This phrase of unrighteous benevolence, what that means is because they haven't as the light flicked it got my attention, and then someone came out and said something to me. That's all. They were waiting for that to happen so that they could put something in my head. Anyway, what that actually was the AC compressor kicking on in the house, that particular one. They can control, when you're out of your body, you're strong enough to have an effect on some physical things here like that, especially something that's electric. Remember, one of the 5 fields of energy that makes sentient energy or spirit is a form of electromagnetic energy, which is what goes through your brain, your body, and everything else. That's something that is the real us that we bring here into these physical bodies. It was part of making the physical bodies in the very beginning, here on this planet and every other planet. A little more about that in books 1 and 2 of the creation series that I wrote. Book number 2, still finished rewriting it, changing some of the wording, some of the spelling. It's unreal that much got through the editing process, but that's okay. It's been fixed. I was still fighting a lot of very strong spirit when I had to write that book. I figured I'd be out of here sooner, so you'll understand more about that later. I'm not going to talk about it now. It's a waste of your time and mine. Anyway, so that night I laid down and boom, not just knocked right out. It's not hard for me to go to sleep, but when I'm trying to hurry up and get to the bed because I know I'm being put to sleep, that's different. But I was also seeing stuff they were going to do. One second. Be right back. Like I said earlier, the idiots are everywhere. Bada boom, bada bam. Yeah, we're going. Other video I did this morning was a long one, very thorough and one of my best. And of course, the microphone was taken out. So that was that part of Lilith that was doing that. They had other stuff mixed in. Spirit can actually bond with other stuff and cause all kinds of issues. Sometimes they do it to make themselves stronger. Whatever, they're stupid. Anyway, so that's the energy beam that they can use to, number one, quiet you and help you relax, to go to sleep, or just calm you down. And then they can also go ahead and attach to different parts of the brain, not attack it. If they wanted to, they could, but that's not what they're here for. So they started working on it, fell asleep, and they worked on me pretty hard that night. Now, that's the information about the Unrighteous Benevolence. They don't ask for help. They can't. I mean, they don't ask if they can help us. They said, we want to help you. Do you mind? They're loving. They would love to do that. But they understand it's more important for them to help some of us right now than to be concerned about not asking first. There's an outstanding law. You cannot show yourself to people. You cannot just openly talk. Excuse me. If you do, there's consequences, like imprisonment, sometimes worse. That's what I'm calling unrighteous benevolence, and they're welcome anytime. They know that. I've told them that myself. We have an understanding. We talk all the time, but there's some of you out there, they're helping, and they're not asking. They're just helping you because they are. I've had people say that to me all the time. When I first started doing this anyway, before people found out a little more about me. Told someone she had lung disease. It was really a very serious lung issue. Lung disease, what it was. Male spirit in a male soul, human soul, in a female body. And she got all upset, screaming. I didn't have the right, or not screaming at the top of her lungs, but really got pissed. How dare you do that? You don't have the right. I got the right to do anything that I want to do that's relative to helping you. I said, I'm not like you. And I'm not. I serve. I'm the janitor. If there's a mess, I'm cleaning it up. If you don't like it, you want to stare at the mess, well, best take a picture, because it's leaving. I am the oldest thing. First life ever had, the first 100 million plus lives ever had was my better part, Lily, and myself, period. I know more about having lives. I'm made to serve and protect. I do it with love, honor, and compassion, and a ton of fortitude. People don't like it, kiss my grits. I don't give a damn. Anyway. And the Archoebien, they know, remember, they have equipment, they can read you, they know who you are. We talk all the time. I shouldn't say all the time. I'm always talking with someone, but it's not always the Archoebien. But they're really cool. The last time Dean and I were on their ship, all right, second to last time now, but the second last time Dean and I were on the ship, I remember parts about walking around, and so does she. We were left conscious enough to be able to walk, looking through a wall where you can see through the wall. And your heart energy, there's so much heart energy in there, and the heart energy literally reverberates through the walls. It's the neatest thing in the world. You can relax and feel and see, and you can see, think, understand with your heart through the walls of the ship. Goes right through. Folks, these races have been around a long time. We're the dummies of the universe. Not this, not beating us up, but we're young. We're advancing now. We're advancing very quickly. But nothing, when I say advancing, I mean we're just getting ready to start running. So it'll be fun. Anyway, back to the video. I got to make this short, as short as possible. So there's the beams. There's the Unrighteous Benevolence, the ET time loop thing, and there's more about the Unrighteous Benevolence. But right now, the ET time looping. Now that's pretty interesting. Well, okay, I have to say the other part first. I got to put this in a time or chronological order. So last night I was up watching TV a little bit late. And it's finally got to a point in the video. Is this, to me, is disgusting. Totally against what I am. I realize it's just a movie, but I can't enjoy a movie when there's something going on. This guy, was with another woman when he was betrothed to this other woman. I don't do marriage. That's bullshit. Governments and religions and stuff. No, morality, honor. Oh hell yeah. And the guy cheated on his wife, big time. So I deleted the whole series. Anyway, and then finally got disgusted, and I started going upstairs to go to sleep, and I could feel it again. And I told Deanna, I said, I think we're gonna be getting a visit with the Archoebien, and she was already being worked on, just with that relaxation thing. We're kind of awake, but we're not. It is how it is. They can do that with anyone. So anyway, so I go in there, and then usually every night I have a container. I've got different phones, everything I need for relative phones, the extra battery packs, etc., etc. I got the different phones, the Plantronic headsets in it, so I can have two of them running all the time. My tablet. So I set them down. I have a place where I set it down next to the bed, and then a special setup where I hook all these attachments to it to recharge them overnight. Man, I hit the ground, I hit the bed, and I just, boom. I never even set anything up. I got knocked right out. And again, I said there's going to be some somewhat rough talk. Just a minute, please. Okay. Bada boom, we're cooking. All right. There's so much stupid crap out there. Just whatever. Anyway, oh yeah, about just some, it's, if their little children might or might not need to hear this. Darn it. When the Archoebien come in and they do some serious work on you, at all serious, they hit you with energy. These people are so loving. Number one, they want to make sure that you stay asleep during the process. Number two, they don't want you to feel any pain whatsoever. So they hit you pretty hard. I'm still dealing with that right now. So like I was going to say about worrying just being a little rough, not really, but I've said it before. I have to mention it right now again for a reason, okay? I'm crying about nothing. I'm glad that I have health issues because I want to get the hell out of here. I just have to do a couple more things, and my bucket list is just about empty, okay? So my kid, I have COPD. Like I said, I got COPD, I have CLLI, blah, blah, blah. But I have kidney disease, cirrhosis. Okay, that literally the kidney, the liver disease, cirrhosis. The liver, well, I'm being messed with hard right now. Okay, while my head is like this, just about everything that can is running at me to attack me. It's incredible. So that'll take care of it for a second. So anyway, so what happens with cirrhosis is your gut blows up literally like a balloon about to pop, and then your legs start swelling. Okay, because the liver cannot control the water through your body; it doesn't process it properly whatsoever. I also have MS, multiple sclerosis, and that's where there's a coating of it's like a fatty tissue, but it's more than that around different nerve endings. It's like a protective layer to help keep your nerves protected and keep the energy flowing properly. It's almost like an insulator around a wire, okay? So when you have MS or the symptoms of it, that's what happens is the coating goes away, you start having some problems, makes it hard to move and everything. Well, so does cirrhosis, whatever. The reason why I'm even bringing this up is because it is a serious problem with me. It's very hard for me to move. It's hard for me to breathe. 2 lung diseases, multiple heart attacks now. They just, boom. I've had 3 series of them. One of them was real hard, and the other 2 one of them was quite hard, and the other 2 were enough to shut me down, but not to knock me on the floor. So anyway, I have health issues, and so when the Archoebien, when it came here, now my right feet, on my feet, from below the knee down, on both legs, I can't hardly feel anything. If someone steps on my foot, I feel a little pressure, and then there's a little bit of it's not pain, but it's a tingling sensation that has the memory thought process of pain. Because of my cirrhosis, I can't hardly bend over or move, so I use a large shoehorn to put my feet in my slippers and regular shoes. Well, my left foot I can feel a little bit, but my right foot I can't feel anything. Take the shoehorn, smack my leg, I can't feel anything. So that's kind of funny, and something just happened anyway. So we got to the so anyway, so it's like having clubs for feet and lower legs. Okay, that's the nerve issues from MS, the numbness, and then also, the problem with the cirrhosis, with the legs filling up, it's swelling, feet, legs, everything. It's nasty stuff. So because I do have to stay here just a little bit, they're trying to help. They're Archoebien because they're such loving people. So anyway, they knocked me out when I got here. I didn't even set up the phones, like I said. Then they started working on me. They're working on me. I'm seeing things being done here. They came here. They're doing the work with energy. It's like saturating your body with energy is for healing. And then at the last moment, I did get zapped out of here. And they take it's like we would be injected with a needle or something like that to be worked on. They have these like they're like living ones. They move any kind of direction, and it puts some other fluids inside my body to help me out, and then I got sent right back here. So anyway, when they do that, they knock you out pretty hard. I can still feel the effects of it. But because of the now, because of how I know my body, how it feels, and what I go through, and plus because of the kidney issue, usually by about I'm usually asleep, knocked out at all different hours. It's hard to say. It might be 9 o'clock, it might be 10 or something, but last night from about 12:30, something like that, to excuse me, about 5 o'clock, four something, I don't know, whatever. Excuse me. I never got up to urinate. Okay. Excuse me. Issues. Back again. It's amazing. Really? It's amazing how much trash there is on the other side. Anyway, and everyone thinks there's a peaceful, loving, all-powerful, all-forgiving God that then made hell to abuse you forever. And you don't understand how it's loving it can do that to you because you're stupid and it's so smart. Something's telling me not to get aggressive. Won't do that again. Anyway, for many people, this video itself, you just walk in and this, you probably think this poor Jay guy is insane. I'll have two different groups of psychiatrists that actually have said no. They can understand. One of them actually blew away. She said, "I can feel your energy." She's like, "What the hell's going on?" These quantitative electroencephalograms proving that I can go into your head. That's not final proof for everything I do, but it's proof that I went into your head and I'm there. The DNA work being done by some of the best scientists you can find on this planet, their own little group. People want to argue, well, this person does that. I don't give a damn what people think about what they want to say. These folks are some of the best scientists that there are on the planet. There's governments that actually get a hold of them to do genetic type work for them. So yeah, to start up their equipment, to crank it up, that's 10 grand. Okay, yeah, these people have large companies that work with them anyway. So it's amazing what's going on the other side right now. Anyway, I need to do a longer video later. I'm trying to hurry up through this about what's happening on the other side. Anyway, getting back to it. So the Archoebien knocked me out. They used this energy to help heal and grow some of my nervous system back where it's been torn up by the MS, multiple sclerosis. Sclerosis? Yeah, multiple sclerosis. And then I woke up, and I hadn't made all these trips to the bathroom back and forth, and I had feeling in my right foot and my right leg again. Not like it was new, no, but 2/3 of it, maybe 3/4 of it was restored. And I know my body, and I can hit it with a club and hardly feel anything. And now, right now, I have some feeling in there, and I know that'll be taken away soon, not by them, but by what I am inside. This body's dying, but it's so nice. All I have for them is thank you, love you. Anyway, and I didn't when they've been working on me, or when I get taken off out of the house to go on the ship. Sometimes Dan and I go together. Sometimes just her. Sometimes just me. But usually they come here to take advantage of helping both of us. So usually at night, 4 to 10 times a night, I get up to urinate because my kidneys are shot. Kidneys, liver, I have serious issues in this regards. And I hadn't got up yet. Now, and I felt good and everything, and so I got up to, it was about 5 or something, 4 something. Got up. Deanna had to be, Deanna was waking up too. So, she said, hey, and I told her, what had happened. I mean, I was getting ready to tell her what happened, but first, I did mention, hey, honey, what did I mention when we talked first thing this morning? Did I mention that, that we got together with Archoebien last night, and then ask you about the time loop stuff about, are you there?
Yeah.
Didn't I, what's the first thing I said? I'm trying to remember.
If I remember...
That they are...
the bathroom, maybe?
Yeah, but, do that first. Before I mention the Archoebien? There's one...
You mentioned that they were here.
Yeah, I think, I'm correct then. I had thought, mentioned that the Archoebien, that we had tied up with the Archoebien last night. All right, thanks, honey. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I was right. Deanna helps me in a lot more than doing things for me physically. So anyway, I mentioned that, I think the Archoebien were here, but then before saying anything else, I wanted to go into something. Now, there's been times I've woken up and I could feel the Archoebien. I feel folks here, their physical bodies, but they're interdimensional. And then I feel, then it's ET, okay, and then I start seeing who it is. So I'd get up to go urinate. I get up, and then all of a sudden, I'm starting to feel them, and then once I feel them and I see it, our friends on the other side, my animal spirit guides mostly, they literally say, no. There is someone there with Deanna. Just leave it alone. So then I go to the bathroom and then go back. I went up to Deanna and I said, and I saw that she had been put in one of these time loops. So I said, okay. I said, when do you remember me first getting up to go to the bathroom last night? And she said, and she's hesitating, a little cloudy. I think it was about 1:30, something like that. Anyway, I said, this is the first time. Even when I'm loopy, I remember that every time. I always try to be so quiet not to wake Deanna up because it's so hard for her to sleep. So, all right, then. And then she's looking and she goes, well, it is kind of cloudy. It's so hard to see sometimes. And I said, and I explained the time loop thing. They can go into your head, okay? And now strong telepath, like Ta'ir, his 2 sons, Ra'ag, Na'ag, they're very strong telepaths. The Antis themselves, as a group, are Anunnaki, strong telepaths. The Drock, very strong telepaths. It's a hard, forceful, very strong. Anyway, they can also use equipment to put on you. Okay, lay right next to you, put on you. That literally takes the thought process and makes a soft loop of it. Now, when that happens, I want you to know this about it. It doesn't hurt you at all. Okay? But when they do that and put you in a little bit of a time loop, and it's usually done just by energy that's nearby, nothing attached to your head, but sometimes if they do strong surgery, they actually attach something to you, two things to you, or one thing up here, actually right here over the crown, when you're sleeping, to make you think you're sleeping while they're doing surgery, serious surgery on you. So anyway, it's to help. It's been used for other things, but not anymore. Anyway, what they do, they take a thought that's a basic thought process. They watch us. So they have sensors, interdimensional sensors, 1 to 4 of them, usually 2 or 3, floating around the house all the time watching us. And I've been complaining about my issues for a while, and they watch me go so slow through the house, so they come, they help. They're cool. So anyway, when they go in your head, they take a basic thought process that they've already watched and they have on a recording, and they take it and move that basic thought process through your head, just a soft basic thought process, and then you take it and develop it a little more. You fine-tune it yourself within your head, and then they help you create a soft loop to temporarily exist in mentally. Okay? So you'll think you're awake, but you're really not. You're it's almost like a mental stasis. Unfortunately, even though you're not awake, you think you are, and then when the equipment is removed, the energy is removed, and you become yourself again, you're tired like you never got any sleep. So anyway, then after I asked Deanna, I brought that up and we talked about it. I explained what was going on with this ET time lapse. They do it all the time. They can do harsher things to you. They can do things that are more permanent. They take good care of us for good reason. Number one, they're cool. They're awesome people. The Enog are the ones that I'm basically talking about that have been so abusive towards us. I did a video, had the Enog in it, and the picture that I borrowed from the internet, that's just on the cover. It's not in the video. That's what they look like. That's almost exactly what they look like. You look at them, it's just, oof, nasty. They are. So anyway, that's the time loop thing. They can do that through trip chairs. Okay, and trip chairs. What's a trip chair? Everyone has their own little thought process of what that is. They were made to be put on ships that are taking long trips, because when you're in a starship, especially an Explorer class ship, and you're going 2/3 of the way across the universe, there's no AAA, folks. There's no AAA. There's a lot of people on there. They need to be protected. They might have 8, 10 trip chairs in there. They have their own energy system that works. You sit in it, and the energy works with your metaphysical energy, and it literally reads your DNA, modifies its energy level to complement that, and increases your ability. And then at the nearest spaceport, there's people in trip chairs. That's their job. They're incredibly strong telepaths. They're in their chair. Usually they have one a little bit custom tailored to them. They get a trip chair. You set it up. You give it a little time, and a really finite. The more you use it, the more it adapts to your DNA, and you get stronger and stronger. So you have a certain one that kind of gets set aside for yourself. It's not physically made from scratch for you. It adapts itself to you after a while to where it's really strong and helpful. So when you have a problem, you get in a starship on the other side of the universe, you literally crank that thing up and you reach out to whoever's close to you, or just reach out, period, sends out a wave of energy. It's a thought process. It says, hey, man, we need help. And then you actually start talking back and forth. Trip chair to trip chair. And then I got used for medical work, for helping heal people with, medically. And then, of course, now they've been used for weapons, and that's being shut down. It's still going on, but only with almost completely just with the humans here on Earth. And they're going to be destroyed soon. Anyway, so you can use a trip chair to go into someone. So usually there's 2-3 people that are involved in it, and it's just remain a soft, mellow, happy, considerate thought process in someone while they're being worked on. Excuse me, while they're being worked on, helped. Also, the ships have a beam to come out that I told you about, putting you to sleep. And also, one day I walked in there and I felt 3 different frequencies hitting me. They're working on part of my brain. I think I already said it in this video. I described everything so much better in the first video, but it got wiped out. Anyway, the mic part of it was totally not there. So anyway, the trip chairs, keep them like that. It will keep the person like that. It's mellow. It's relaxed. It's like time is going by, but you're outside of it. They're not putting you through time. There's so much crazy stuff on the internet. It's just, and I hear people screaming it, and blah 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 blah, blah, and I'm like, wow, calm down. Quit trying to convince yourself. Do I get loud sometimes? Yeah, not like I used to, but yeah, I get pissed. Stuff I got to kill, I get mad at it. On the other side, not physically. This body, I don't kill anything. Roaches, bugs, stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about harming an animal, person. I'm not big on cutting down trees either. They're alive. Once we become awake and aware, we're responsible for our actions more so than normal, because we are aware. Anyway, so that's the beaming. With the beam, they also have an energy field they put down. It's literally like the lens of a camera, but it can see through solid objects more easily. So what do you call that? A camera, X-ray, and whatever mixed together. We can't think about how that process works. We don't have what it takes in here to understand it. Okay? We'll learn soon, but not now. But it's actually an energy beam that's used to go through it, okay, and see very clearly. Well, for the most part, when you go through shingles, it's got the tar and everything in it. It slows down the vision a little bit. If you want to go through lead, that's a problem. Will it go through? Yes. Can you see good, clear? No. There's only a couple people that can do that. A couple races that can do that. Anyway, no, metaphysically, yes. But I mean, with the actual equipment, technology, the equipment, that's very few people can do that. Anyway, well, I'm leaving out some stuff. I know I am. I'm trying to hurry this video up. And when you've already said everything once, then I'm trying to remember what I haven't said the second video. Anyway, that's basically the gist of it. There was enough reason for me to understand and back up what I was seeing and feeling. I already knew anyway, but for those of us that are waking up, it takes a while to understand this stuff. It takes you a little while to understand what you are seeing and doing. First thing you do is what we're told. Oh, that's impossible. That doesn't happen. Or you need to seek professional help. No, they need to wake up. Not you. You are waking up, but they need to understand. They'll never understand this stuff until they start, understanding it for themselves. How does that happen? The only way is waking up. It's a loop. It's not a vicious one, but it's a loop. So anyway, those are the time loops. ET time looping. That's the beam. Some of the stuff to do with the beam. Also in the beam, they can keep everyone that's there interdimensional. Okay, but that's more of a when people are out somewhere exploring, looking around, doing stuff like that. When you get other physical bodies there and everything else, it doesn't work like that. They have their own apparatus they wear, and it allows them to control their ability to be in and out of body. They can be standing in a crate, just standing right through the crate, and then solidify part of their outer body. They can also hide their body, with other equipment where you can't see it. So, even though it's solid, they can do incredible stuff. So, well, it's not possible. It's not possible for us. Come on, folks. These those of you that don't want to believe or accept the possibility of what I'm telling you, they fly through over here in ships. Hell, some of us, our cars, we have a hard time getting out of the neighborhood. Excuse me. Take the fact that we use old fossil fuels, pay all this money, gas, repairs, and everything else, and then the U.S. government is 12 governments right now, and another one that's almost there, that have been given the equipment and technology, fuels, and everything else to have those little triangular spacecraft that go running around. They can get out in space, but they can't. I'm not going to call it a starcraft because it can't get near the sun. It can't get anywhere near it. Get to Mars, yeah. So, excuse me. They can barely get there. There's other craft we have now that'll get there to Mars. But anyway, it's unrighteous benevolence because they're helping us, doing everything they can, but they will not expose themselves yet because it's still against the law. I'm expecting this to be released soon. We'll see. That keeps changing all the time. What's running the other side is literally nothing. Bunch of idiots running around. There's nothing but chaos over there. So, and that'll change soon. So anyway, that explains a little bit about how they do what they do. The Archoebien are so beautiful, so loving, that when they use this energy, it's so strong that they want to make sure you don't wake up, but they want to make sure that you don't feel any pain. These people are incredible. They're not too tall. You'll see them 3-4 foot, 4 foot average maybe. Really cool people. Anyway, that's enough of this video. The more you wake up, the stronger you get, the more you're going to see them. It's important for a lot of you out there that have cranked up, especially those of you that got the DNA ICUC, that could, that had that kind of funds and wanted to do it. It's not thousands of dollars, but it's $900 per person or $1,200 for two. That's a lot of money. Everyone's getting help and being taken care of through the field very softly, smoothly. So don't think you're not getting anything out of this. You are. You're getting something for it, but it's not the same as getting a DNA ICUC. And 20% of the source energy, not spirit, it's not alive, it's not part of another being, it's just energy. 20% of that energy that I put in you, source energy, it stays there forever. It bonds with you and makes you very strong. When we think about our friends in space, we cannot get the proper information. We have to relate to them the best we can, but we cannot get a proper understanding of them with the information available to us, because we have no way to think about that. That's like being in Camelot and then seeing a 747, a big jumbo jet or whatever, flying overhead. It would be magic from the gods. No, it's an airplane. But that's what they would think. We can't understand their technology. We don't have any past experience with any of it to draw any conclusions. It takes time. I got Gary working on my head right now. Something bugging her. Anyway, look, folks. I'm going to put something else about the Archoebien, show you that video in the back, and then a couple other videos, and one or two about the quantitative electroencephalogram. These DNA ICUCs, it's something I have to do before leaving, as many of you as possible. It does change your DNA. If you listen to what a few of the people, one of them would be a live three-way DNA ICUC crank up. The other one is people talking about what they've gone through. They're not actors. They're, you know, hadn't met them in this body until we did our consults and started working together. Now we're friends. I've had almost no consults ever at how many? Where you know, we're not friends, but it's my problem is I have no time, and a lot of friends that I cherish, but you know, hell, I love all of you. That's why I exist. How could I not? I just don't understand. Anyway, something that'll help. That helps, and 20% of what I put in you stays there forever. Most everything's soul, and when I put that in you, it changes who you are forever. It doesn't make you source, which sometimes is the biggest problem creation's ever had with source. Period. But it's an extreme power level, and that bonds with you. So whatever you are, it makes you a lot more than 20% more powerful. So as spirit goes, what I put in you, on the average 4 to 7 times, makes you 4 to 7 times as strong as what you were. Some situations more, but we're not going there. Anyway, the Archoebien really cool. When they have another name, their actual name, but we can't speak it. I don't, and I sure heck can't get that name from them. They gave us that name for a reason. You'll meet them before long. Okay. So, folks, love you, man. Have a good one.